Thank you everyone for joining us again for another episode of FORCA BARCA podcast. We're back again after a few weeks of vacationing, but we're back here. We're gonna talk about the transfer window for the summer and stuff. But before we get to that, let's just get to do a little bit of warm up a little bit just to get to get with the summer vibes. How you been, Mustafa? How's everything going for you this summer?
It's all good, brother. Happy AA, of course. Once again,
Okay, there we
the
go.
weather is nice, and I said we have some good news, some good, some not so good, and a lot of excitement from some of our dear Barca fans, and we will see how it goes. Going to be a nice talk and to be back and to have this chat with you.
Yeah, it's fun. We ended the season in a not a very high note. After a string of really good matches, where we dominated the opponents, we were scoring goals nonstop. But the last few games of the season were just disastrous. We've been losing, playing like crap, losing possession really fast, not knowing how to press, getting tired really easy. It kind of like reminded us of the beginning of the season a little bit. But that season is over, right? So let's start it. Let's start with the. You want to start with the departures first to see, just to set it up, who's leaving the club as soon as that was quick to leave the club so far.
We can talk about that. I mean, some players are on loan. Some players came back, like Francisco Trincao, who's already left for Sporting
Sporting.
Lisbon, and some players that are back, like Milan Pjanic and I think Peña, right?
And yeah. Mm-hmm.
He was on loan as well, and well, it's
Collado back as well.
Collado, of course, yeah. And it's going to be interesting to see who's really going to stay. I mean, it's also interesting. I mean, we will talk about it about the U.S. tour and who went and who stayed
Yeah.
in Barcelona. That's an indication of maybe some people leaving. It's going to be. I mean, it's already a hot summer. I mean, it started even before Barca got involved because we had those economic levers that needed to be activated before we even got started.
Yeah.
But even before that, we had that whole thing with Mbappe and Real Madrid. I mean, it's already really hot, and Mane are going to Bayern and all that stuff. It's really a hot summer when it comes to transfers.
Yeah, it's like watching a soap opera in real life.
Yeah.
All the shit that's happening all over the place. All the, yeah, like you said, the players that were expected to move ended up staying. People that we didn't expect to move are making moves. And I'm here for it. I like the drama. I like the not knowing exactly what's gonna happen. I think that
Mhm.
adds a lot to the game, and yeah, Madrid missing out on Mbappe is good for us. I think is something that we as Barca fans were worried about for next season if he showed up, because looking at our defense, he would tear it apart every time we played against him. But I guess that's a good news on our part that he's not gonna be in Madrid this season, and that means that uh, an opponent who's going to be really strong for with his presence is not going to be the same, which is good for us. But yeah, that's pretty awesome. So we have people that came back, and some of them left, some of them are staying.
Mhm.
Um, what do you think? Coutinho left for 20 million though, too. That's a good deal, right?
Of course. Yeah. I mean, when we look at the grand picture, of course, not that good of a deal, but he simply wasn't working at
Yeah.
Barcelona. It's not even about his quality. If you remember when we brought him in, he was basically, besides Salah and Mane, he was the king of Liverpool. He was the one that controlled the tempo of the entire play.
Right.
But with Messi on the pitch, you don't need a Coutinho and you don't need a Griezmann. And those transfers were solely based on of course their um, the name Coutinho, the name Griezmann, and of course they are great footballers. But at the end of the day, they were not necessary because we already had someone who was doing all of that, and it didn't work out. At the end of the day, we at least got some money for it
Yeah.
for him. So it's not a great deal by any stretch of the imagination because
Hmm.
we paid a lot of money for him. And but I think it's good for our wage cap, of course. That's really good. Know that we took him off the list, and him and Griezmann. I think that's really important, and I also hope for Umtiti.
Yeah.
Um, and maybe Braithwaite, although probably not the biggest earner. Neto, all of those would be good if they would leave. I mean, MTT when he came was a different beast. Then he got that injury, and that's that.
Yeah. He's
After
never
that, he
been the same.
wasn't up.
I think he was supposed to take a surgery and he never did. He ended up going to the World Cup, so he decided not to, opted not to do it and go to the World Cup, and that just basically cemented his downfall. As far as from the pedestal that he was in, and as a defender, he was a great player that year, and then he just decided to go for short glory and ended up missing out on something that would have prolonged his time as a
Right.
professional footballer. But um, yeah, I mean, to the 20 million, it's not great if you think about it from that perspective. But what I think that the administration is trying to do is basically get rid of all the contracts that they had under Bartomeu, because of the high wages that he was just slapping in every contract. Um, so I think from that perspective, it's a win for us. Like you said, it's just to get the wages off the books. And
Mm.
having long layout helps too. Even though he's on loan, but I think he's pretty much out permanently next season because I don't think he's gonna have a spot when he comes back. Right?
Yep. Yeah, he's probably not going to come back. I mean, you're probably not going to bank on him as well. You're not going to get a lot of money for him, even if Tottenham is interested. So it's not going to be something of significance. But if you can just get him off of the list, the wage, and move on and build basically a new defensive line and just have those players that definitely are not going to be the future of the club, like Umtiti and Longley. Um, just have them removed somehow. Of course, always with respect and dignity. No shady shit
Right.
involved, and then we can move on, and we can all move on, and maybe they find their mojo and play football. I mean, they are not bad. Even Langley is not bad. He's not a terrible player. He's just not consistent enough to be in a team like Barcelona, in my opinion. And the same goes for MTT. I mean, in my eyes, he was a prospect to become one of the best. But then, like we've said, the injury
Injury.
happened. Yeah. But on a positive note, if I even want to say something. I'm very very stingent when it comes to positivity. But on a positive note, I want to say that the deals that Alemany and Laporta are doing are really really good.
Yeah.
Let's just take for example Francisco Trincao. The deal that they made is really really good because they keep ownership like 40%. So every deal, even if he becomes, and they have a buyback clause
Yeah.
for 20 or and the
50,
deals that
15
they are
million, I think.
making. Uh, and even if they are not interested and he somehow becomes a fantastic player, they can bank like 40% of whatever the sale is, and that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And those deals, we were not able to do those deals for whatever reason under Bartomeu, and kudos to them when it comes to those to that. When it comes to the sports side, let's wait and see.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like the you can only administration can only do what the coach wants, right? The coach said, "I want this and this and this and this." They're gonna go and try to get those players that he wants, and then it's
Mhm.
up to the sporting aspect of it from the coaches to come up with a plan for it to work out and for the results to match what the expectation were before the season starts. So like you said, we'll see what happens this year. But let's get to the talk about the ones that just came through. That we have struck a deal with that are starting the preseason with us in a few days. What's your take on Christensen and KCA since the first ones that were announced?
Of course, Christensen. I'm not. I never. I'm going to be honest. Even in that season where Chelsea won the Champions League, he wasn't on my radar at all. So I'm not too sure how good he is or how bad he is. Let's just wait and see. I don't got any opinion on him, to be honest. Of course, I didn't watch the Serie A as well. I'm going to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
It's not something that was on my radar. I just saw the results and saw that how AC Milan came back on top, and in retrospect, I of course watch after the interest was there from Barcelona, and we've read that they had interest in him. I've watched a couple of highlights reels and something like that, and he seems promising when it comes to his physical strength, his ball distribution, and overall intelligence on the pitch. Very very promising. And uh, after that, of course, that's just friendly, just a lot, but he was one of the best on the field. Let's put it this way. It was amazing watching him.
Yeah. I mean, from what I saw, from people that are watching Serie A and the Reddit threads, that he was kind of underwhelming this season, and that could be part of it is because he's leaving. He decided to leave, so I don't know how uncomfortable he was in the club. I don't know how pressured he was to renew. You know what I mean? Because that could get a
Mm.
toll on you if your administration is harassing you to renew. That way you don't leave on a free. So who knows how it was for him, but we know he's talented. We know it's something that Milan wanted to keep him, but he decided not to renew. So that gives you that he's not somebody who's a bad player or somebody who just got because he's free. He is talented and he's going to help us a lot. And like you said, physicality that he has, we are missing right now in the midfield. The only person who I see in our midfield that actually fights for the ball and actually tries to to get the ball out in a physical way is Gavi, which is only 17 years old,
Yep.
because the rest don't have that same mentality. They don't have the same physicality to do it. Gavi doesn't either, but he tries. To put it that way. Um, so yeah, I think it'll be a great thing for us to have somebody like that, where when a game we need somebody who's physical to stop whoever's in the opponent's midfield. We have somebody to do that. Reminds me of kind of like how Seydou Keita was for us in the 09 and 010.
Yeah, it could very well be and then I think a lot of people, when it comes to Kessié, he went under the radar basically for a lot
Yeah,
of people. And I think that no matter what season we are going to play, he will surprise a lot of people because I think he really wants to.
right,
I think and of course, personal stuff plays a role. I mean, the last season of Neymar, see that he wasn't the Neymar that we all came to fall in love with. So we knew something was going to happen and that he wanted to leave. At the end of the day, it was a shock to us all, but you could see it. I mean, in retrospect, you could see how he didn't perform, and he was kind of sad and stuff like that because he wasn't feeling comfortable anymore in the club.
right.
So, and the same could go for Kessié. I don't think that a player plays a good season and then a bad season without any injury, without any physical ailments. I don't think that this is necessarily possible. So there's something with the mentality,
Yeah,
and I think he's going to impress a lot of people because the transfer and basically everything his name is went under the radar, and I think a lot of people will they will know.
yeah, I think so too. I think he's gonna be a pivotal player for us. He's even when they asked him about starting for us after he signed, he said that he doesn't expect to be a starter right off the bat. He needs to work to become a starter, which just gives you the mentality of somebody that not everything is handed to him. He has to work for it, which is a
Mhm.
great thing to have. That's just the mentality we need. Somebody who's doesn't wait for stuff to be handed to him. He's gonna work his ass off to try to get to the starting spot. Um, so yeah, I'm excited for him. I'm excited to see what he does. I'm excited to see how he develops this year with Xavi. Um, Same thing with Christensen, which again there were rumors that he has anxiety in big matches.
Mhm.
But did you hear about that?
No,
Oh yeah,
first time.
there was rumors that he has anxiety in big matches. He has like stomach cramps and uh, but I mean it's said that's what happens. Even Tuchel last year, when he missed one of the games, he said that he's not able to play, but he didn't say why. There were rumors that but that was the end of the season, so it could be possibility that he didn't want to get injured to move
Mhm.
because it's the end of the season. Could be anything, but we'll see. I mean, he played the freaking Champions League final when Silva got injured. He got in and he was fine. So I don't know how true those rumors are, but we'll see this year when he plays what happens. But as far as talent,
Oh, well,
he's very talented.
there is no place for that in Barcelona. This is the pressure will be on like 1,000. So
Yeah,
there is
that's
no.
why I don't think those rumors are accurate. That's why I don't, because if they were accurate, why would he come to? Why would Xavi, you know, approve it if he knows that he's not going to be able to
I mean, you
handle
can work
tough
on it.
moments?
I mean, you can work on it if it's not something that is uncurable. But at
Yeah,
the end of the day, you need to be professional when it comes to these games. Of course, the pressure is high.
yeah,
Of course, you are going to experience maybe some things that you are not used to.
right,
I mean, I think it's normal. We are talking about human beings. They're not
yeah,
robots. But at the end of the day, you need to be professional. It's your job to be be prepared for these kind of matches. So I want to go back to what you said, like that Kessié doesn't expect to start. He wants to earn the spot. I think this is when we get on to the next transfers and stuff. I think that's the theme. That's the theme. That's the only thing that I'm positive about is that those that are going to have basically the chance to compete within the squad, that the quality was just put on another level. So nobody's safe. I
Yep.
like that. I like having that competition within the squad, and that everybody that comes in knows if I fuck up, not going
Somebody
to
else got.
be there next time. Yeah,
Yep.
and that's the only positive thing that I'm going to say about this entire transfer window, because
Well, we haven't played yet,
we
so we
get
can't really. We don't really know.
no, I mean, just to evaluate what I think about the players that
Right.
we bought. So, let's get on. So let's move on to the next
Okay. So the next
two.
person that we signed is Rafinha.
Mm,
We're gonna skip like Pablo Torre. We signed Pablo Torre before even
no.
Kessié
No,
and
basically he was one of the people that impressed in that friendly against a lot. But
yep.
at the same time, he's not even planned for the first team to begin with.
Right.
Although Xavi took him with to the US
The
tour,
US.
maybe he's going to impress some more. I think he will give him some chances, because why not?
I think he's gonna try to do the same thing he did with Gavi. We did with Gavi last year, is test him. If he works out, we're gonna keep him in the first team. If he doesn't, we'll take him back to the Barca B to get some more experience and some more confidence. Um, but yeah, so we got him, and we can just. I feel like we can just skip over because most likely he won't have any chance to play really, especially if De Jong stays. And we
Mm,
have uh, Demir, who we bought last year, but we he was on loan, but like we bought him and then he stayed in his club to play for another year. But I think they took him to the US, didn't they? Let me double check it because he was planned I think for first team, but I'm not sure if they're gonna have him in the first team or they're gonna keep him in Barca B for the
mm.
year for the season. But with the somebody that we bought, I'm pretty sure he's a winger. If I'm not mistaken. I'm trying to look up the US list. Damn, we post a
Even
lot.
if even if he's on, he's not going to play an important role. I don't think Yusuf Demir
Oh, he's not
is
in the
ready.
list. He's
Uh, yeah,
oh,
he's not ready
It's not
for it.
Yusuf. Yusuf Demir is the one we had. So it's a different Demir, not the one that we had for half the
Okay.
season. It's a different Demir that we had but I don't see him in the list, so we're not taking him. I assume maybe he's going straight to another loan or something. If I
Maybe.
guess, but yeah. So we had those two that are we'll just skip over and we get to Rafinha. What do you think about that? I know we talked about Rafinha before the season ended when there was rumors that he was going to be signed in case Leeds go down from the Premier League. What do you
Mhm.
think about the signing?
I mean, if we had some luck, we don't wish bad on any. I mean, we said that already. We
Right.
don't wish bad on Leeds, but we Barca could have had him for a lot less money. So that's that. But of course, after Adama Traore left, we needed someone who could take over.
Yeah.
and have some competition again on the right hand side. And I think Rafinha is going to be even more of a competition because he's really good when it comes to assists, and he's definitely not as shit when it comes to finishing. Not like Adama Traore. So Dembele, you better buckle up. Going to be very hard to justify playing him. Of
Yeah.
course, Rafinha doesn't have that speed. That should be clear, but not the speed that Adama Traore has or Dembele. But what he has is confidence on the ball
And skill and yeah.
and a good finishing.
Is the
And he
Brazilian
can play on
flair.
both. Yep,
Yeah.
he can play on both sides. He's got the skills. He's got the dribbles. He knows that he will deliver. And I think that is for me, that is besides KCA, maybe it's the most exciting signing that we have right now.
Yeah, I'm very very excited for Rafinha. I mean, granted he's never played in a top team, so you can't say oh he teared it up and well he tore it up in the EPL or anywhere, but he played for smaller teams. But he was the star in these smaller teams. He was the difference in these smaller teams. There's a reason why Chelsea was heavily going to try to get him. But yeah, I think he's gonna be a game changer for us on the wings. He's a very technical person. He's very flashy. I think he'll be able to replicate the feelings that we had with Ronaldinho and Neymar. Not I don't know to how the extent of it, but it's gonna have the same feeling that when we watch him with the ball, to have that flair that we've missed for the last few years since Neymar left.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah, but usually that's what's happening, especially when we look over in the Premier League. I think a lot of talent is whether it's a big club or a small club. I mean, if you look at Chelsea, they had like Mohamed Salah, they had
yeah,
Kevin De Bruyne within their squad, and they didn't make it. So basically, other Premier League, I mean, Mohamed Salah went to Italy and proved himself there, and then he came back to Liverpool. But at the end of the day, what usually happens is that these kind of players that play for smaller clubs go unnoticed on
yeah,
the radar of Spanish clubs or German clubs or even French clubs or Italian clubs. And this time around, it wasn't the case, especially because I think it's a Brazilian and someone who wants to play in Spain and wants to play for Barcelona. Hence, we had our eyes on him, and I think he's going to do great things. It's a the APL is more physical. There's more physicality. There is a lot of speed involved, kick and rush and all that stuff in playing for Leeds and making sure that they not get relegated. I think that's a feature in itself. We should not underestimate what he did for this club, and I think they won't either.
yeah. Yeah, 100%. I agree with everything you said, and it's pretty awesome to have Dembele and Rafinha there because we're gonna need, depending on who we're playing against, if we need to have a fast counter, we'll have somebody who's super fast to do that. If we need somebody who can better with the skill dribbles without losing the ball, knows really good at assists and stuff like that. I think we'll be able to switch back and forth. So it's good to have those options in the wing there. Um,
Mm.
so Rafinha, okay. So who do we have? Who we have left that we haven't talked about? The,
Lewandowski.
I wanted you to start with it because I know you had some reservations there.
Yeah, yeah.
Hit me.
Let's
Go
go
for it.
right. Well, I'm of course sometimes I watch Bundesliga. You live in
Sometimes,
Germany.
yeah.
That's what you do, especially for the big game, Borussia Dortmund against Bayern München. It's something that you watch. So
Hmm.
um, Of course, a fantastic goal scorer for Borussia Dortmund and for Bayern Munich. So there is no doubt about it. I don't understand his motives, to be honest, and that's
Levy.
what
Mm,
concerns me more than anything else. He's going to earn less in Barcelona actually
yeah.
than he does in Munich. So um, I'm not too sure if there are two scenarios. Because like I said, those are people. They have goals in life. They have dreams and wishes. And if his dream is just to play in Spain and enjoy the weather and live la vida loca
Mm,
with his wife, then we will have a problem.
right.
So we will have a problem. If his goal is to become a Ballon d'Or winner, someone who brings Barcelona to all glory, because that's the story that everybody wants to hear in Barcelona, then we are lucky. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, here's what he said when they interviewed him today. Um, he talked to Bild. We were talking about Bild earlier.
Yeah.
He said, Xavi told me that we'll work well together and can achieve a lot. He has a clear plan on how to bring Barcelona back to the top. I am at Barca for trophies. I know I'll be 34 soon, but I feel very strong physically and mentally. So that's what
He
he said.
is. He is physically strong.
Yeah.
There is no doubt about it. He takes care of himself.
Right.
He's a professional. He's a professional. There's a um top 10 essentials. You know that series by GQ.
Yeah.
Yeah. And his top 10 essentials is one of the best actually, because it's not about expensive watches or entertainment or anything like that. You can see by his top 10 essentials that everything revolves around him being healthy, about him being healthy physically and mentally. It's books, it's about weights, about all of that. He knows what it takes to be a great athlete.
Right.
At the same time, we need to take into consideration that um, time takes its toll, and not every player is going to get better with age. In his case, it was the case. He like the last two seasons, he scored like never before. But when we talk about what is the peak, then maybe he even reached that last season or the season before. We don't know. And for Barca, it's a big gamble, but
Yeah.
at the same time, I don't think they had any choice, because if we look at last season, it was basically we didn't have that goal scorer that just puts in 30 to 40 goals in. We didn't have that. I
Yeah.
like the way that everybody took some responsibility. Some of them are just too unexperienced to be that goal getter.
Yeah.
Even those that have the job to do it. I mean, when we look at Ferran Torres or even Aubameyang, some of the stuff that they left on the field is unheard of. I mean, even if we talk just about the Clasico,
Yeah.
fucking Ferran Torres, what the fuck,
He played amazing
you
that game.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, but you know the chance that
Oh yeah, the
like
one in the beginning of the second half.
yeah, yeah,
We
yeah.
watched the game. Yeah, we watched
Why?
the game.
Why?
Yeah.
Why? So there is
That should
no
be
way
in.
in hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no way in hell you call yourself a forward, winger, a striker, and you do not put that in an important game like that. I mean, we were two nil up, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. You finish the game. You stay concentrated. Of course, he scored later with a beautiful goal, which was way more complicated to put
Yeah,
in.
yeah. It's so
The
weird.
other,
Like the easy ones he misses, but those goals he
yeah,
scores, a lot of them are bangers. So I'm like, dude, like focus, because you just need a
yeah,
little bit of focus. That's all. That's all it is. Because he's talented. That's not the
yeah.
case. So
The same goes for Aubameyang.
yeah,
Aubameyang had that goal against Olot, and beautiful,
yeah,
beautiful, the perfect run, all of that, and it was not easy to put it behind,
yeah.
but at the end of the day, what the hell? He was like 2 meters from goal, and
He didn't
just
even try to that shot.
yeah,
Talk about that shot. Yeah,
it's really and the same goes for him in the Classico as well. If you remember
yeah. He had a couple chances.
Jordi
Yeah,
Alba,
yeah, yeah. And the one that
uh,
he brought it back to him. Yeah, I think was it
uh,
Gavi that brought it back to him. I think or Ferran brought it back
uh,
to him. And he,
maybe
yeah, and he
I'm not.
smashed it to the
No, no, no.
on
I forgot about that. That was the first half,
yeah, first
right?
half. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, the first half where I think Courtois had that one,
yeah.
but no way in hell he should
That there
even
was
have
nobody
that. But in
there. Yeah,
in the second half, if you remember, Jordi Alba on the left wing, and then he passes it. He was
oh, went to the
free.
side. Yeah, I
Yep,
remember that. Yeah,
and he slided in and put it on the right side. What the fuck? Honestly, and I think if Lewandowski brings his scoring boots and he has that mentality that he had for the last 2 seasons, then it will be very difficult if he stays injury free for anybody to compete with him on that position.
he
I
barely
think,
gets injured, so I'm pretty sure he's
yeah.
gonna be a starter for us. And Aubameyang is gonna come in the last 10-15 minutes when we're winning
Well,
comfortably.
Aubameyang better get ready for Copa del Rey because there is no way that. But I'm going to be honest. I said it before, and we wrote about it. Um, I have my doubts about this entire transfer, whether it's going to benefit us. Of course, we have one of the best strikers right now, but you need to see how he adapts to La Liga. It's not like Bundesliga.
Yeah,
It's very different. It's going to be
interesting.
hopefully not. Hopefully not, but I think it's going to be
Nah,
difficult.
I think he'll do great because we create chances, we just don't finish them. So we just needed that last touch, and I think he can provide that. So I'm very confident that we'll be up front. We will be a powerhouse. So it's gonna come down to the defense whether we're gonna be able to secure Kunde, to have, and if we do end up securing Kunde, we're gonna have a fucking killer team, man. The only thing that's gonna be kind of sketchy or a little give us little questions is the left back, which we're not only gonna have Alba and Balde. Balde's still unproven, very talented but still
Mm.
unproven. I don't know how much Javi trusts him. I think there were rumors about bringing Alonso from Chelsea to be a backup for Alba. But either way, I think that left side it still needs a one play it needs a player to compete with Alba, so that we won't have the same problem we had last year where he's worn out, he's playing every game, and the quality starts to drop since he's playing all the time. Especially in the World
Yep.
Cup year, it's gonna be interesting, and I think that's why I think we will do great, and I'm betting we will win at least one trophy, just because this is a World Cup here. Like I said, a lot of the star players and the teams that are gonna be competing against us will be going to the World Cup. Who knows what will happen then? But what I know is we're gonna have depth in every fucking position. So if somebody gets injured in the World Cup, if they get tired, if the mentality drops, if their national team sucks and they ended up kind of like Mohamed Salah happened last year with the African Cup, he
Mhm.
he went back to
And the,
Liverpool. He
the
was shit.
problem is that our Spanish players are very much needed for Luis
Yeah,
Enrique.
yeah.
So I don't think when it comes to our Spanish players, we're basically fucked. But when it comes to like someone like Ter Stegen, and that motherfucker can't even don't he dare even to talk about being fatigued or something like that
No, he's
because
not gonna
he's
play.
not
Yeah,
he's not going
he's
to
not
play
going.
any game.
I don't think he's even gonna
Uh,
go. Probably.
He's going
You
as a
think
number
so?
two. Of
You think so?
course, yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Why
Who
should he?
else?
Why does he care?
Leno?
He's not. Trap. Isn't Trap German?
He's German, but nah. Nah, that's not possible.
um, but he's not
Nah.
gonna play anyway.
He's going to be. He's gonna. If Neuer is
Yeah,
is number one, is going to be number one for the
and
foreseeable future.
Poland didn't go through, right? So Lewandowski's not gonna go.
Yeah, he's not going to go.
Right.
That's good.
Good.
That's good for us.
Yeah. It's like a
Aubameyang is not going to go, so that's that.
yeah, Aubameyang. Yeah.
Dembele probably,
He'll go.
probably.
He will go if he stays fit. He'll go.
He's not going to play. So
He's
whether
gonna
he
he's
goes
gonna
or
like
not.
comes in at like the last 10, 15 minutes if they're losing or something to try to change it up or something. But
I
yeah,
don't
he's
think
not
so.
gonna. Who like because they don't have anybody on the. Who's gonna play on the right? They don't have anybody
Where?
in the French team. Who'll play on the right side, right wing?
The right wing.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Dembele.
Definitely not Dembele. I don't think so. Honestly, I don't think Dembele is. Didn't even nominate him.
He was because he
for
was
the last-
injured. He was
I don't
injured.
think it's about injury. Nah.
No, he was injured.
Whatever the case may be, he didn't. There was one time where
Pretty sure he was.
he wasn't injured, and he didn't nominate him.
Oh, I don't
I
know.
know that for a fact, and he's not going. I'm pretty sure he's not going to start when it comes to a French.
I think it'll
He's not
depend.
going
It'll
to
depend on how. If he plays really well, I bet your ass is gonna start him at least a couple of games just to see how he does. Because, I mean, he's as much as we think he wastes a lot of opportunities when he clicks, he's really good. So if he does end up all the stuff from the renewing, all that stuff is gone now. So if he focuses with Xavi, who knows? He might like become a fucking world class in the first few weeks.
Okay.
But I don't know.
Don't know.
I don't know. But
at the end of the day, I agree with you. We have more depth than last season. I mean, it's clear, and the quality is also a lot better. I mean, having Aubameyang and Lewandowski sounds a lot better than having Aubameyang and no disrespect to De Jong, because he saved us in some games.
How the fuck do you disrespect Goatweight, man?
That dude needs to leave as well, by the way.
He doesn't want to go. He's like, fuck that, I ain't going.
Yeah. What the fuck is happening with his fucking hair?
Yeah, but
that shit off, man.
I think he's advertising for a cream that grows hair. Because he was almost bald in that area, and all of a sudden he has a bush right there, but the rest of it is shaved. It's kind of confusing.
Yeah, but he looks like a fucking inmate. What the fuck is that, man? What's the barber?
Looks like a who. But yeah, I think him and Umtiti. I don't know if he's gonna leave, man. I think no team is gonna take him. So it's either gonna be they're gonna release him, or he's gonna stay until we die. I don't fucking know. Yeah, they keep renewing him until he's 50 years old. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know who else you think is gonna kick the bucket, or not kick the bucket, but leave the club. This transfer.
I think Ricky Puig.
Oh yeah, I forgot about him.
I think he's going to leave, and maybe even possibly even Nico.
I think Nico's gonna stay. I think he's gonna try to turn him into a Busquets regen or play in that position. He did okay in that position when we played in the friendly.
I like Nico. I like him.
Yeah, I do. I like him too. So I think he'll stay. And I think he will take Busquets' place, essentially. But yeah, so Nico could possibility, but I want him to stay. But who knows? Ricky, I hope he goes at least for a loan, with a loan to try to get some play time. Who else do we? Abde, I think he's gonna leave too. I think he's gonna go for a loan.
Then he needs another season at the B.
I think he needs to
He's
go
not
on a
ready.
loan
He's
for.
way too.
He's so raw
I,
still.
yeah, no, I don't. He's way too. I mean, he runs just like a chicken, headless chicken. I don't like that. Honestly, how the fuck? Even if you are nervous or for whatever reason, I
I
mean,
just see how he
that's
runs,
basically
man.
that's basically the league that they are playing in against a lot. So there is no fucking reason to be nervous. He was just like a
It's not
headless
nervous.
chicken.
I don't think they were ready. I mean, it's the first game of the season.
I don't care. I don't care.
I
If
do.
you are a youngster, if you're a youngster, even when you play fucking FIFA or fucking football or whatever, if you play the career mode, when the coach calls you up for the last 10 minutes, you give it your all and you are concentrated. How the fuck do you have a fucking half in dribble and lose the ball like 3 to 4 times? And at one point, you must think to yourself, well, maybe it's better to pass the ball instead of losing the ball
Oh,
again
we'll
and
see.
again and again and again.
We'll see when he plays again in 2 days how he does. Because I'm not gonna judge it. He did really well when he played in last season. For
I don't.
He played really
Mm,
well
mm.
for what we expected him, because we didn't expect a lot coming in, because we didn't know who he was. We didn't know what he can do, but he filled in the shoes when we needed it really well. To not
There
it wasn't
should be
disastrous.
there should be a no Moroccan clause at Barcelona. Honestly,
Yeah, that's fucked up, man.
nah, there should be. I mean, every Moroccan from Afellay to freaking Munir, they are not that good. To be honest, they're just not.
Oh, come on.
Yeah,
We have Shady. Shady's gonna be really good, man. You saw how composed he was. The dude is only what,
uh,
20, 19 or something, or 17 or some shit.
maybe
He's huge,
let's
man.
wait
He's
and
gonna be
see.
good.
Who's that other guy that played? I think he played better.
Yeah, that's Moroccan too.
Akumac
But
yeah.
I think he's gonna play for Spain. Well, he thinks he's gonna play for Spain. I doubt it's gonna happen, but
Yeah, like Munir thought he's going to play for Spain.
yeah, that was the biggest.
Idiot.
That was the biggest. Oh, I fucked up big time I've ever seen.
Uh, uh, and then he
uh,
came back crying. Oh,
please.
whatever,
Yeah,
whatever.
I felt bad for him.
Uh,
I did feel bad.
nah,
He was 17,
this
bro.
it's
It's
just banter, man. It's just banter. I'm not nothing serious
no,
that I'm saying
obviously, yeah.
here. But when we talk about these youngsters, I think you need to have that mentality. You need to come in and make an impression. Otherwise, you are not going to have a chance in the first team.
Yeah.
I'm telling you that. I don't know how Xavi handles this stuff, but when it comes to me, if I see that performance, boy oh boy, you are not going to get many more chances.
No,
And
there's a
if I
reports that he's really, really impressed with Abde in the training. This report just came out like yesterday after the game.
Yeah, but
But
you need to show that on the pitch
we'll see.
when it
We'll see. Well, we'll see. I think if we most likely, I don't think he's gonna stay just because we're stacked up front. I think he's either gonna go on loan to a lower team in the league, or he's gonna play in Barca B. I don't think he's gonna play in Barca B, just because I feel like he's gonna want to challenge himself more, especially if he wants to be a Barca player in the future. He needs to get that experience. He needs to actually grind himself in a
this
very
season. Listen to me. This season, I think that the intent is to strengthen Barca B a lot more. And if they can keep him, they will keep him at Barca B, because let's be honest, they need to be promoted, because every youngster that comes in doesn't want to play in that fucking league.
yeah.
That league is not competitive enough.
They need to
Need
bring him
I
back
mean,
to,
they were in the fucking second division,
yeah.
or so they
They
need to.
almost made it. They almost made it to the second division, but maybe next
Yeah,
year.
but this time they need to enhance the second team and and I think Alemany and Laporta know that if you can have a second team in the second league, there are a lot of more players coming in,
Yeah.
better quality players. So you need to have that. So basically, I think there's going to be a lot of strength in the second team if they can have Pablo Torre and have as Abdin and all those guys. I think it's going to be interesting down there.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't watch a lot of Barca B, but I watch the highlights sometimes. But yeah, I'm whatever the case may be. I hope he keeps developing, and who knows, maybe next year or in 2 years he can be a starter for us if he continues to grow and work really hard. Um, but yeah, we're talking about Lewandowski, fucking, and we're talking about the World Cup. What do you think? What do you think? Who do you think is gonna be the most successful transfer for us next year? This is coming season.
That's difficult to say. When we just look, for me personally, I think it's going to be Kessié.
Okay.
Um, when we look probably at something like goal scoring, there's not much that we can say. It's probably going to be Lewandowski, even if he does like half of what he did in Bayern, he's going to be our best goal scorer. That's the sad part of it.
Okay, so you're saying Kissier or
Yep. And you?
slash Lewandowski. Um, Kunde. Nah, we don't even have him yet. Kunde. Um, who do I think is gonna be successful? I think I think Rafinha. I think Rafinha and Levy. They're gonna. I think they both gonna be great. I think. Yeah, I think Lewandowski is gonna be the best signing that we've had in a while. But I think Rafinha is gonna be right there too. Um,
Okay.
just because I think it's gonna add a different flavor to what we've been doing. That's gonna be noticeable. That everybody's gonna notice it. Uh, but we'll see. Who knows? Maybe we'll bring more
Um,
players in the next few weeks, and we'll have to do this again. But
More players? I don't know about players. Maybe a player, but players? I don't think they are going to
so you think the
buy.
only player we'll get hopefully is another center back, most likely Kunde.
Yep.
And
I
that's
don't
it.
think they are going for players. If they do, they are literally insane.
Well, there were rumors
They,
that they're trying to get Aspilicueta and Alonso from Chelsea to
on
come
a
for to
free?
Aspilicueta, I think for like 5 million. Chelsea wants 8, but they're gonna try to lowball it. You know, Alemani's not gonna pay fucking 8 million for him, but um, and Alonso will be for similar price
Why though? Those
for
two,
backups for the
they add
left
nothing.
and left back and right back.
They add nothing. They add nothing of significance to us.
You don't
You
think
have freaking
Aspilicueta?
you need. I mean, you you can play Dest on the right side, and if Dest doesn't perform, you can put Araujo, and I would feel way more safe than
Even
those two.
Kunde plays right back a lot in Sevilla too.
Yeah, so that's
So
that.
there's just
Why
rumors
the
that
fuck?
that's happening, but who knows?
I don't. No, no, that's nothing that I would be happy about. Those two are just unnecessary. They are really old. So and not like Lewandowski, where we say, okay, it's a player that takes care of themselves and of himself, and it's going to be. Uh, it's needs something needs to happen, man. You need to have some, or maybe in the winter transfer window, we can have some talk about our defense line,
Yeah.
because I think Araujo, of course, really good. Talk maybe about defensive midfield. can talk about Kissier. It's a really good signing. He's strong. He knows how to get the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Aspilicueta is only 32 and Alonso's 31. I mean, they could be backups to our. I mean, they're not gonna come in to be a starter. I can tell you that much. But I mean, we could use them uh, as a backup to Alba and Dest, don't you think?
Maybe it's going to be. I'm not too sure. I mean, at the end of the day, it's going to depend on what formation Xavi is going to play and all that stuff. It's going to be interesting. I've even read that he's going to try 3-4-4,
Three in the back, yeah.
which yeah, which is I don't know about that because watching his old interviews, he always said that the
3-3.
4-3-3 is Barca way, and we should never move from there and stuff like that. But things change. Maybe he has some idea.
Develop. What do you call it? I'm like losing my
Evolves,
evolves. Thank you.
evolves.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. So yeah, who knows? Maybe he's changing his mind or changing the tactics of how we
Yeah, I
want to play.
think. Look, uh, there is one thing that honestly makes me exciting, and the same thing worries me. It's that basically every signing except for Christensen and Kissier is clearly defensively. Um, and I think we are going to be something that is going to scare people when it comes to the offensive line. A lot of people don't know what is coming because let me tell you, these guys have it all. They have the physicality. And I'm not just talking about. It's not just the offensive line. Just take a corner. Picture a corner. You have fucking Lewandowski. You have Araujo. You have Kunde if he comes. Those are all. They are
Aerial
threats.
masterpiece. Yeah, yeah,
Those are threats that you are not going. I'm telling you, it's going to be very difficult. And outside the box, you have freaking Dembele, you have freaking Rafinha, you have freaking Ansu Fati, you have Ferran Torres. All of them can shoot. Going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult for opponents. I'm not talking about elites. I'm talking about the league, the day-to-day business. It's going to be difficult for teams to contain that
yeah.
because it's going to be havoc. We are talking about havoc. But this at the same time, that's what puts some concerns, not some, a lot of concerns because we are not that good behind. And for whatever reason, if we don't score those 3 to 4 goals, we are going to concede.
Yeah,
And
I don't think that's gonna. I mean, I don't know the future, but I think if we secure Kunde and we have if we secure Kunde, we have a really good backup line, like the defense. Whoever plays, I think will still have a semi strong defense, and especially if PK is back to how he played in the beginning of the season. I think we will. I think we'll be set. The only ones that worry me are the fullbacks is Alba and Dest. Those are the only ones that actually worry me. As far as the center backs, I don't have any issues. I think we'll be able to. We'll have a really strong defense. Just fucking Christensen and Araujo is fucking just to think about. It's really good, fast, strong, really good on the ball. It's something that's what we've been missing a lot. So I think I'm very excited to see the players play, see how we're gonna play. It's gonna be very interesting to see how we develop from here.
absolutely, I agree. Let's hope for the best, and maybe they will surprise us,
Maybe, yeah.
especially me. I mean, you're over the moon. You are just
I was,
as excited as
I'm
a golden
excited,
retriever,
man.
man.
I'm excited. Yeah, I'm because that's we've been dreading that we're gonna have a hard time with the transfers, but Alemani and Laporta, man, they're doing great deals this summer. I just hope it pays off to the extent that they wanted to. The one thing that maybe we can end with is the De Jong saga that's been playing for the last few weeks.
Yep.
What's your
Yep.
take on that one? Do you want him to leave? Do you want him to stay? Should he leave? Should
Yeah,
he
and
stay?
I think it's fair to say some criticism about Barcelona as well. I
Yep.
mean, if the rumors are true,
Yeah. What do you think about the saga? Though? Do you think he should stay? He should leave? Should the board is the board justified in pushing him out? Give me some opinion there. Oh, did I lose you?
he's one of the best. But oftentimes he's not able to put that on a pitch, and mm, let's be real here. If he wants to stay and he doesn't see himself at Manchester United, I think he should stay. But if you want my honest opinion, I think he's going to leave. Him and Memphis Depay. Because if you watch closely,
Oh, your mic is cutting out. I didn't hear. I don't hear anything. Did you accidentally mute it?
I mean,
I hear you now. I hear you now.
yeah.
You want to see your point
Let-
again?
and and Memphis are going to leave. That's my prediction. I don't want them necessarily to leave, but I think both are going to leave.
Yeah. I don't want him to leave. I don't want the. I mean, Memphis. If he leaves, I think I'll be okay with. Just because we have a lot of depth, I don't think he's gonna get enough time. So I understand if he says, you know what, I want to go. I only have a few years left. I want to go and enjoy it and play somewhere where I can actually make a difference and play regular time. That's fine. I think that's fair. But De Jong, if he stays, he's going to be a starter. I don't think he's a shit player or somebody who's gonna be like, you know what, I stay. I might not play. I think he's a really good player. I think he has a place in the team where he's gonna play regularly. So him staying, I'm perfectly fine with. I think he'll be. He's a great future in Barca if he stays. But if he decides to leave, that's okay too. I think we have younger players that are coming up that will fill in his shoe. Not to the extent that because he's a different player than we have. We don't have anybody that's similar to him in style. So that's the thing that's gonna be missing is somebody who has his vision. He has his type of way to keep possession, to keep the ball, not lose it. All those qualities that he has, not many midfielders have. So that's gonna be we will miss that if he leaves. I don't like the way that from the rumors, if it's true, I think the way that the administration is going about it is kind of a shitty way to do it. If they are the ones that are pumping news to the journalists about they want them to leave, pushing them out, agreeing deals, and then when they ask Laporta face to face, he's like, "Well, no, we don't plan to sell. He's our player. We don't." So like those, if it's games that they're playing, that's kind of fucked up. I don't think they should be doing that to somebody who did nothing really wrong to deserve it. He's been playing, giving his all on the field. Maybe not consistent, but every time he's on the field, he's not slacking. He's trying. So I don't think that's fair to do that. If the rumors are correct, if they're not, if there is negotiations, but they're leaving it to him whether he wants to leave or not. If he wants to leave, it's fine. If he doesn't, then that's fine. That's a different question than actively pushing him to leave. That's kind of fucked up if it's true, but I hope it's not. I hope it's something that they're giving him a choice. If he decides to stay, he'll be part of the project and play next season with no issues, which I hope that's the case. And then they can negotiate reduction to wage or whatever the hell they want to do, but don't the tactics that it seems that we think they're doing is just not. I can't vibe with that. I can't agree with that.
Absolutely.
I
agree.
Let's see if we can wrap it up. What do you do you have anything you want to say? We'll try to come back again once some news drop or whatever for Koundé, when Koundé Jones will come back. Maybe after the few the friendlies that we play, we can come back and talk about them and give our report as far as the how the transfers are doing and things like that. Anything you want to add before we wrap it up?
No, I'm really interested in how all of this is going to play out. This preseason is very important for Xavi, but it's also, in my opinion, his last chance. He needs to deliver.
Yeah.
We will see how it goes. I'm cautiously awaiting the next season, and let's see how it goes.
All right. Well, I'm with you. I think we'll do great, but I'm keeping a little bit of caution as well, just to see. I need to see him play before I can really make the decision about how well the season is gonna go overall. But in my mind, I think it can work. I think, and if it does click, I think we're most likely gonna win at least one trophy. But we're gonna talk about that once we get to the ending of the transfer and we get into the season. We'll have a better idea of how that goes. But yeah. So thank you everybody for listening. Thank you if you're watching us. We appreciate that too. We are on Spotify. We're on YouTube. And we are all kinds of podcast applications if you guys want to listen. So we appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. And we'll come back again in a few weeks to talk about the games, the friendlies, and then once the season kicks off, we'll do the usual weekend to talk about the games that we'll play and stuff like that.
Yep. Yeah, hopefully we will pitches, and we are going to be way more active the coming days and months ahead. And it's going to be, hopefully it's going to be a good season for us, and we can celebrate some stuff together.
Yeah.
So, keep it Barca, and
yeah, Visca Barca, motherfuckers. All right, see you guys later. Bye.